Get ready for the most challenging quiz on the book of Genesis you've ever seen. Today, you're going to face 21 questions, but these aren't just any questions. They're the kind that even experienced theologians might struggle to answer. If you think you know the book of Genesis well, this is the ultimate test for you. Now let me give you a warning. If you leave now, you'll miss the chance to deepen your knowledge in a way that few ever do. But if you stay until the end, you'll walk away with an even stronger and more enriching understanding. These questions are tough, and only the most dedicated will be able to get them all right. Don't forget to comment below how many you got correct and challenge your friends. Who knows, you might be the next great scripture scholar. So stick around until the end to gain some life-changing knowledge. Here's a tough one. Who was the father of Rebekah? A. Laban, B. Bethuel, C. Terah, D. Nahor. B. Bethuel. Genesis 24:15. Before he had finished praying, Rebekah came out with her jar on her shoulder. She was the daughter of Bethuel, son of Milcah, who was the wife of Abraham's brother Nahor. Think hard. What was the name of the place where Jacob wrestled with God? A. Peniel, B. Bethel, C. Hebron, D. Shechem. A. Peniel. Genesis 32:30. So Jacob called the place Peniel, saying, "It is because I saw God face to face, and yet my life was spared." Can you recall? Who was the first king mentioned in the Bible? A. Chedorlaomer, B. Abimelech, C. Nimrod, D. Melchizedek. C. Nimrod. Genesis 10:10. The first centers of his kingdom were Babylon, Uruk, Akkad, and Calneh in Shinar. Quick question. How old was Sarah when she died? A. 120, B. 130, C. 127, D. 137. C. 127. Genesis 23:1. Sarah lived to be 127 years old. Do you know this one? How many people went with Jacob to Egypt? A. 66, B. 70, C. 75, D. 77. B. 70. Genesis 46:27. With the two sons who had been born to Joseph in Egypt, the members of Jacob's family which went to Egypt were 70 in all. Let's dig deep. What was the first thing Noah built after leaving the ark? A. An altar, B. A tent, C. A house, D. A city. A. An altar. Genesis 8:20. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and taking some of all the clean animals and clean birds, he sacrificed burnt offerings on it. Challenge yourself. Who was the mother of Ishmael? A. Hagar, B. Sarah, C. Rebekah, D. Leah. A. Hagar. Genesis 16:15. So Hagar bore Abram a son, and Abram gave the name Ishmael to the son she had born. Here's a tricky one. Who was the king of Salem who blessed Abraham? A. Nimrod, B. Pharaoh, C. Abimelech, D. Melchizedek. D. Melchizedek. Genesis 14:18. Then Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought out bread and wine. He was priest of God Most High, and he blessed Abram. Can you guess? What was the name of Abraham's father? A. Terah, C. Nahor, C. Laban, D. Shem. A. Terah. Genesis 11:26. After Terah had lived 70 years, he became the father of Abram, Nahor, and Haran. Let's see. How old was Noah when the floodwaters came upon the earth? A. 100, B. 500, C. 600, D. 700. C. 600. Genesis 7:6. Noah was 600 years old when the floodwaters came on the earth. Tough one. Who was the father of Lot? A. Nahor, B. Haran, C. Terah, D. Abraham. B. Haran. Genesis 11:27. This is the account of Terah's family line. Terah became the father of Abram, Nahor, and Haran became the father of Lot. Here's a difficult one. What did Rachel steal from her father Laban when fleeing with Jacob? A. His flocks, B. His idols, C. His gold, D. His servants. B. His idols. Genesis 31:19. When Laban had gone to shear his sheep, Rachel stole her father's household gods. Test your knowledge. What did God place at the east of the Garden of Eden after expelling Adam and Eve? A. A flaming sword, B. A cherub, C. A lion, D. An angel. A. A flaming sword. Genesis 3:24. After he drove the man out, he placed on the east side of the Garden of Eden cherubim and a flaming sword flashing back and forth to guard the way to the tree of life. Let's challenge your memory. Where did Jacob have his dream of a ladder reaching heaven? A. Haran, B. Bethel, C. Hebron, D. Beersheba. B. Bethel. Genesis 28:19. He called that place Bethel, though the city used to be called Luz. Tough one. What name did God give to Jacob after he wrestled with an angel? A. Israel, B. Bethel, C. Isaac, D. Esau. A. Israel. Genesis 32:28. Then the man said, "Your name will no longer be Jacob, but Israel, because you have struggled with God and with humans and have overcome." Can you guess? How old was Abraham when Isaac was born? A. 90, B. 100, C. 110, D. 120. B. 100. Genesis 21:5. Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born to him. Dig deeper. Who did Abraham buy the cave of Machpelah from to bury Sarah? A. Ephron the Hittite. B. Abimelech. C. Laban. D. Lot. A. Ephron the Hittite. Genesis 23:16. Abraham agreed to Ephron's terms and weighed out for him the price he had named in the hearing of the Hittites, 400 shekels of silver. Let's see. How many sons did Abraham have? A. 1, B. 2, C. 4, D. 8. D. 8. Genesis 25:2. She bore him Zimran, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shuah. Difficult one. Who was buried alongside Abraham in the cave of Machpelah? A. Isaac, B. Jacob, C. Sarah, D. Hagar. C. Sarah. Genesis 25:10. There Abraham was buried with his wife Sarah. Let's test your memory. What was the sign of the covenant between God and Abraham? A. Circumcision. B. A rainbow. C. A dove. D. Fire from heaven. A. Circumcision. Genesis 17:10. This is my covenant with you and your descendants after you, the covenant you are to keep. Every male among you shall be circumcised. Final question. What was the name of Abraham's nephew who traveled with him? A. Nahor. B. Esau. C. Lot. D. Haran. Leave your score in the comments and share your experience. I hope you enjoyed the video and that these questions challenged your knowledge and helped you grow even more in your understanding of the book of Genesis. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next quizzes and content. Thanks for watching, and see you at the next challenge.